were good. That was when it was just something nice to do a song with. Not after that. They now turned it to something else. Now turned cassava from food to another thing. Now God go help us. So where I come from, cassava and gari that they use and make. But nowadays, I don't know what they've turned it to. Children of history. What are we doing? How you all doing? I hope you're here. It's time for us now to move straight to the second half of my second coming. Here I get to talk about other things, and together we make it work. All right, we're going to start this part. You know, not too long ago, what am I saying not too long ago? How many days ago? Not long at all. The federal government came out with a long list, very long list, about 120-something schools or so that we find ourselves attending in other countries, especially here in the sub-region in West Africa. And what is the issue? We go there because we get tired of all the strikes upon strikes upon strike, and so end up in places we need not be at all. FD declared all certificates from Cotonou, other universities invalid, says all government personnel will be sacked with immediate effect if they are found to be with such certificates. And now, there are those that are correct, though. There are those schools that are licensed. In Togo, I think there are just about 3. In Benin, there are just about 5. And so, but right now, let's do something quickly so that I'll give you background to this, and then you join to be a part of it if you're able to. We'll just talk about that quickly before we have our guest join us. I'm hoping that he'll be able to join us because today they're supposed to be having a meeting with the federal government to look at some of the things they've talked about to make sure they don't go on strike again. I'm talking about the National President of Academic Staff Unions of Universities, ASU, Emmanuel Victor Osodeke. I'm hoping that he'll be able to still join us because that meeting is built for today. But right now, let's hear this. You see, the education minister, had a session on his sister channels TV. We shown he had a session with him, and they talked about this particular issue. That was the crux of the matter of that session. Let's hear what he has to say, the education minister, and after that we will okay, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Please listen.
He went to institutions which even the laws in those countries don't recognize a degree awarding institutions.
We have done here in Nigeria.
So why should we here recognize them?
He went to institutions
and in any
which
case,
even the laws
it's very painful for me when you see Nigerian students
why should we here
for 4,
recognize
5, 6 years
and in any case
to get their degrees.
It's very painful for me when you see Nigerian students toil for 4, 5, 6 years
in the market
to get their degrees.
With people who have degrees, probably who have not even stepped out of the shores of Nigeria. Because a lot of them have not even left this country.
In the market.
They got those certificates from there.
The people who
have some money here, and then they have agents,
who have not even stepped out of the shores of Nigeria. Because a lot of them have not even left this country. They got those certificates from there.
They have a certificate.
They get some money here, and then they have agents,
will have
who go and do the paperwork,
qualifications.
with the immigration, with the institutions over there,
honestly,
and then they have a certificate. And usually, such people will have first-class, high-grade certificate qualifications.
Showcasing a qualification, a certificate for which he has no knowledge whatsoever.
Somebody is
absolutely no knowledge.
Showcasing
so you come into the country, you get employed, probably into the civil
has no knowledge whatsoever.
Even some medical
absolutely no knowledge
programs.
So you come into the country, you get employed, probably into the civil service, even some medical related programs. You go into a hospital and be working there. That's going to dispense there.
It's a global problem.
Other than to keep people.
Matters
so it's this certificate accusation
global problem.
Actually, it's a global problem.
Financial
it's not
issues,
even
which
matter to Nigeria.
Which people do.
It's a global problem.
For
just
us,
like financial
what makes
issues,
it a bit easy for these people is that these are our neighbors.
Which people do.
These are neighboring countries.
For us, what makes it a bit easy for
you have institutions that capitalize on the first on the gullibility and then all the
you have institutions that capitalize on the
some of our people.
First on the
but if you are a parent, for God's sake, why do you want to go through that kind of thing?
The insincerity of some of our people. Because if you are a parent, for God's sake, why do you want to go through that kind of thing?
1 year,
collect money
institution, we should not recognize that. As we've identified this institution,
3 months, 1 year.
It means that anybody that goes to employment, some of them will not know
the decision of the Federal Executive Council is that, first of all, those certificates are invalid and prohibited.
The decision of the
Federal
Executive Council is that, first of all, those certificates are invalid and prohibited.
Will not fish out
the Secretary of Government
anybody who is in the employment of the government in the MDS. And we expect the private sector to do the same. It's very simple. If you go to IPPS through the office or either where the MDS actually are scrutinized, they can easily fish out. So
all right, you heard him. A bit from that interview we took there, courtesy Channels TV, and that was Education Minister Tahir Mama. He was talking about these universities. Now, we're going to put on screen for you, for those of you who are watching, wherever you're watching from, you can get to see it because you can watch us on VOP 90.3 FM. That'll be on YouTube. You can watch there. But let me call out some of these universities for those who are listening. Please write down these names in case you're not able to go look for them yourself. But you know, it's easy to search for things nowadays. So let me quickly tell you the names of the universities in Benin Republic. They are 5. So 5 approved conventional universities permitted to run degree programs in Benin Republic are University of Dahomey, Calavi, University of Parakou, National University of Science and Technology. What I'm trying to do is I'm not going to be reading the French names. I'm trying to just turn it around and say it in English, because in French it would be Université Nationale de Sciences et Technologies. So it gets where the French when I know reach. We can't stop if you can't turn to course. So I beg, I want to talk and for what? English. It good like that, right?
No, it's okay.
So I'll just translate it directly to English. National University of Agriculture. En français, c'est Université Nationale d'Agriculture. God forgive me. Then we have Joseph. You look like you're jealous.
No go jealous.
The French one I do not pass like that, so don't bother.
I'm looking for that one too now.
Then Université Africaine du Développement Coopératif, because this one I don't know how to talk and finish. It's like African University of African Development Corporation, something like that. But you know the school, you have an idea. Then in Togo, this one is quite simple. University of Lomé, University of Kara, then Catholic University of West Africa. Those are the ones. So anything other than that, certificate, don't close. Now the issue is there's also that of the doctorate. Okay, there's also that of the doctorate. People get honorary doctorate degrees from some of these universities. What would happen to those? Those are just for decorations or what?
So far they say it's ordinary. Ordinary is honorary, so honorary. Just keep on like that.
So you have a lot of people bearing doctor up and down, doctor of what sometimes you do not even know, and they pay for some of these things from what I've gathered. Now, how do you end up being in a university? You do not check if that university is licensed or not. You just carry yourself and go there. How?
I think, madam, one thing, let's look at fundamental issue why people are going there. When you are challenged with issue of safety, anything you see, you want to hold out a way of
wait first. Some of
to save your life.
Now, like Joseph, I not go agree. Make we go back. Some of these people, they've told them now that these your certificates cancelled, and they will sack you, because these people didn't even leave Nigeria. In case you did not hear that part, they not even come off for Nigeria, go to school. They were here in Nigeria. They pay agents and they get the certificates without even going there. And they go call stupid. You know, see the thief. They won't even put second class lower near third. They will not put first class, second class, upper. They didn't even go to the school.
Madam,
wait now, not coming, madam again.
Okay.
Not make me sick malaria again.
Okay.
Wait now, Joseph. So it's not a case of they are running from insecurity or whatever. Then they inside Nigeria, they go to school. Oh, yeah, answer now.
No. Let's look at. Say when would they do something, people would observe us. Hope many Nigeria equally know that there are some people that they say they don't win election. And they are governor, House of Rep, many.
You won't find my trouble, I think.
This is the only way they want to copy. You understand? So that's the best thing for us to always do the right thing.
Okay.
I'm not supporting anybody trying to do anything. So, for example, if they say anybody that want a kuchi, she equally come with clean hands. Right?
Yes.
So let us do overhauling. Even me that are there here, may they do overhaul so that we quickly clean the table completely. We go say everybody go stop.
And the thing we pain me past for this matter be the fact that some of these people will still be talking about somebody whose certificates they say we can't find or is fake. So they think theirs is fake.
Their own should be their own is fake because in as much as the process of their getting it is not a transparent one. Is fake. Then secondly, we still go back to our security intelligence unit. You understand? Because, for example, before you take that certificate to collect someone for work, do you do your background check of that certificate? So the person that approved the job, let the person, even though if you have a legitimate certificate from any of the regular school from Nigeria, the person that approved that job, the person that promote the person, let the person equally be sacked too.
But you know that in Nigeria we like everything abroad. You see Benin Republic now abroad now.
Now abroad, at least you go cross the border and you go change small money. No, anytime you change small money is abroad. So I want to beg the federal government. I love what they want to do. But those people who use those certificates to promote, to employ some of these individuals, they should equally face the consequences. So that I'm looking for a job now. So that I will quickly go there and because if I'm head of that agency, if I'm even the minister, because after the whole thing, they will send them to the appropriate head and answer, okay, these are the people we are employing. Then the answer, let's go through they will ask, do you go through the certificate? Is it correct? You say yes. Now that the answer is not correct, you need to come back. You need to go and call that person. You have your own certificate is correct, no problem. But you approve a certificate that is not correct for promotion. Or you use a certificate that is not correct for promotion for someone. You use a certificate that is not correct for employment for someone. So even yourself, you are among the people that defraud this country. You are among the people that mess us up. So I don't want a situation whereby we want to do something. We just is it last week one police stopped me and said I get small fuel for back for my boot. He said, don't you know that carrying fuel is wrong? And I said, okay, there are so many wrong things. I will follow you. NEPA no give us life for the past 2 days. Please let us go to NEPA office so that you have a lot of suspects that will take me. I will join you. I'm not saying I'm not doing anything wrong. NEPA is supposed to have light. I don't pay my NEPA bill. NEPA no give me light. Please, may we go to their office. I know their office. You know, say, how will you go to nothing? I pay. You want to do your work. You are a law enforcement agency. Let us do the work together. I don't pay NEPA bill.
At the end of the day,
they know. They now say, okay, just they go. You understand this? He said, make I just they go. So the issue there is this: if we want to sanitize this country, let us go sanitize everything. Madam, do you know how many people? If you want to see where you see something that close to like hopeless situation, as you are now, you can have. I know people that have about 3 age declaration. You understand?
Especially
just they declare how many politicians that you know that you can ask. Just ask them, this position, which age they look for? 25 years. You go to the file. Bring the one of that line with that position.
For real.
If there's another one that say 35 years, he will check it. If he no get it, go to court. I bet me so an affidavit. I am born in so and so. The people will use it to take the person for employment.
So now you're saying, or you're suggesting that they shouldn't sack those people.
Let them grant the amnesty. That's
amnesty.
Yes, now let them grant. Let them grant the amnesty.
You know, the only person I can say, okay, please give these people amnesty. These younger people who truly went to school the 4 years or so, who truly went, and who let them pass a test. If they're able to pass a test, let them be. But those older ones who can't even defend, and they got what they got. Because some people are in their offices,
Madam,
right?
they defend
now. Some people, they in their office now, so-called study leave. The day house, they fry Gary, they said this, or some go abroad, so-called study leave, they are not going to any school.
Madam, those people say they didn't defend, they actually defend. The day of the defend, they arrange one envelope and give to the person to defend. And the person say, okay, you don't defend, come out. The promoter. So they actually defend. Maybe they didn't defend as in verbally, but they defend from their pocket or from their account.
As you've said now, the directors, their unit heads and so on would have a question to answer.
They have a lot of questions to answer. You know, there was the time of one former minister, Isaiah Adeosun, Minister for Finance.
The youth service. Kemi.
Yes, we are some standard Nigeria. Sometimes we need to stop our wickedness. When they see that woman did not serve NYC, I said this woman was cleared by DSS.
Mm-hmm.
It was cleared by DSS because as a minister nominee, they will send information to DSS for DSS to go through them. The DSS go through them, and they approve her, and they go to the Senate and declare her become a minister. When they now say that thing, say you get a CB, did the director of DSS resign? Did they fire the director of DSS? How managed you embarrass this country? You know that you are punishing only this woman. The people that make her to come, the Senate, who equally have a department that screen what happened to those people. So there so for me, let Nigeria apologize to these people that will fail you. You understand? One thing for see what we call punishment, you have to be a corrective way of punishment.
Too many things happen in this country when go make you hold your mouth.
So for me, if I be Nigeria, I will just make you I won't talk.
That make me hold mouth. They look.
No, you are not Nigeria now. You are not Nigeria. So let the whole Nigeria, all of us, let apologize to these people.
Who? What? For what?
These people that will say this is fake certificate.
Very fake.
I know it's fake.
Listen, some of them should be in prison, self. Some of them should go to prison. Don't tell me that, there are some presidents in some countries, you don't know where their certificates are. Don't tell me that. Two wrongs don't make it right, because these people eventually will become directors, eventually commissioners, eventually ministers, and so on. That is how they grow, according to them, in the ranks. Abi, how they call them? They grow in the ranks. You didn't even attend this school. You sat Madam, in your house.
How did the director say he did not? The director that approve it, okay, that say he attend. Have you called the director?
Okay.
Have you called the head of the agency?
I guess it's around, but let me quickly let you know that I just got this on that the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has embarked on a 7-day warning strike over the abduction of their colleague, Dr. Ganiyat Popola.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. So you're speaking with Cordelia and Joseph. I was just saying here that I was very hopeful that I'd be here, and thank God you're there, because I read in the news that there's supposed to be a meeting between the association and the federal government today, Monday, to look at a couple of things. I don't know if I'm mixing up the Mondays or it has been postponed or cancelled. Can you bring us up to speed on that?
Thank you very much. Well, I also had that thing on the news, in the social media, but we didn't get any invitation letter. We didn't get any invitation letter until yesterday afternoon, and until Friday. And I had to bring my members together from different parts of the country and discuss. So we have shifted the meeting to Wednesday, 28th.
Do they have any excuse for bringing the letter in at the point they brought it in? Is it that maybe they lost your details, they didn't know how to get in touch with the office, or what is the reason for that?
Well, it's when we meet on Wednesday, maybe they will tell us why, and that was exactly what happened.
So on the agenda, they said some of the things are going to be on the agenda. They'll be looking at some of the demands you've had so far, and there is this thing that your demands are historical, in that all through history we've always had these demands from different governments and so on. And they prided themselves that the one on IPPIS not wanting to be put on that same platform, that the government, they've paid heed, the president has paid heed to that, that the only thing that's delaying it is bureaucratic bottlenecks. Do people buy into that?
You see, the beauty about governance is that when you are elected, you inherit what your predecessor hand over to you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, but our own is the good, because what we are fighting for is the betterment of Nigerian system, that will have a good educational system, that our children, our parents, everybody will be proud that they are passing through Nigerian university. Not what we have today, that the children of the rich and the children of the politicians will prefer to go outside the country. Meanwhile, all of you attended university in Nigeria when it was good. Now it's your turn to make this good so that children can attend. You prefer to spend huge money for your children abroad and allow the system to go down, which is where it is today. So that is what we have been pride ourselves as the giant of Africa. Meanwhile, for education, all our children are running even to Benin to go and acquire all sorts of degrees. Meanwhile, nobody comes from outside here, which means we have lost that trend of giant of Africa. As a giant of Africa, Africans should be coming to Nigeria. They were coming, remember, there was, in the 80s, they said Ghana must go because there were too many here. Yeah. But now we are the one running to Ghana. We are the one running to Ghana because we have lost it here and we must fight to restore our dignity. We have lost the dignity. Where everybody is proud, I have my child in Benin, I have my child in Togo, I have my child here. We must retain the dignity, and that's what ASU is fighting for. All the issues are there. And if this government, who pride itself that there will never be destruction in academic calendar in Nigerian university when they were campaigning, and even after they have been sworn in, want to keep to that, their promise that they will not be striking the system, let them do the needful. And we as secretary are giving them a lot of time. We are giving them 15 months. Meanwhile, they didn't respond to us. After 15 months, we were supposed to start strike last Monday. But we said, let's also give them 21 days. And if they are serious, they can resolve all these issues in 21 days. And I hope they will do so.
Now, one wonders, when they talk about bureaucracy and all these tactical delays, one wonders, has it been helpful in any way? For instance, you see that the pharmaceuticals, they were talking about medicaments, the fact that they said, oh, we are removing tariffs so that you can bring things, make them cheaper, and all that has been delayed. Bureaucracy. The one on bringing food, removing taxes so that they can bring import foods, that one too, some delay there. Bureaucracy. The House of Reps, they promised that they will be giving half of their salaries to help with the hunger when they heard about End Bad Governance protest. That one too has been stalled. They said bureaucracy and so on and so forth. What is this bureaucracy thing going on with Nigeria? I don't know. You work in an association that deals a lot with the government, and I'm sure you've experienced this a lot. What do you think is responsible for this?
For me, using the word bureaucracy and what have you is just to dodge the issues. Let me give you a quick example. In January, Federal Executive Council, chaired by the President, the highest decision-making body of this nation, took a decision and directed the Accountant General, say, look, withdraw tertiary institution because of the problem we have with IPPI, withdraw them from IPPIS. In January, in July, early July, they further directed them, please don't disobey or do it. And we're in August, and the Accountant General has not implemented, and he's still in office. There's no country where the President will give you order. Federal Executive Council will give you order, and 10 months you refuse to implement it and say bureaucracy. It has that person in a normal system, if not they are using that as excuse, should not be in office by now. But he has shown that one, he has disrespected the nation, and two, he has created more trouble for them. So if actually this country we are really serious about everything, it will not be there. And that's why what I'm saying is that either they are using it as excuse to judge what they should do, or because the country has become lawless. The president can give a directive, and the candidate say we will not implement, the custom will not implement. Honestly, I don't know where we are. So that's how we have degenerated as a country. That the president, Federal Executive Council will give a directive, and 8 months Accountant General will not implement. Minister of Minister of Economics will not implement. Is to me, we should not allow this. Our youth should not hear this because it's a shame on the country.
Okay,
what's your responsibilities?
You know, this issue of emergency revitalization fund of public universities is one of the major things on your list. I'd like you to break it down a bit for us. Let's understand it and understand a couple of all these other things, because the government is asking you to please shift your grounds a bit. So we'd like to understand some of the things they want you to shift your grounds on before we now look at how they're all affecting our educational sector that's pushing our people out into schools that they are not even supposed to be in. So can you please break this down for me, the Emergency Revitalization Fund of Public Universities?
Thank you. Let me go back to history. In 2009, we reached an agreement with government. And in that negotiation, we found out that universities were so dilapidated that you can't have foreign lecturers or foreign students coming in. And that agreement was signed. But government did not believe what we said. They now sent a team to all the universities. They need an assessment team. They went around all the universities, took photographs, interacted with lecturers, students, and presented that document, the news assessment document, to the president then, Goodluck Jonathan, who was so surprised at the state at which our university were. Let me give you an example. In one of the first generation universities, they were using stove as Bunsen burner. University students were sitting on bare floor to take lectures. In some universities, the laboratories, there was no equipment. And we all agree with the president that the government should put in 1.3 trillion naira into Nigerian university to revamp it to a standard, to update all these facilities that are deteriorated. And we agree it should be released in 6 years, so that it will not be a burden to the government in 6 years, at 220 billion naira per annum. When Jonathan released the first tranche in 2013, between 2013 and now, the only amount that has been released is 50 billion. So that is the origin of this need assessment program. We as journalists, we should go around and see our institutions. See the state of the institution, look at the laboratories, look at the farms, look at everywhere. And that's what we'll be talking about. Is that money we're talking about? And they will come with the excuse there is no money, which for us is a surprise. This is a government that wants to construct just to Calabar for 13 trillion naira. We are asking for 1.3 to reform Nigeria. 1.3. They don't have money, but have to develop.
And the areas that they are owing, the payment of outstanding earned academic allowances, the release of withheld salaries, promotion areas, and so on.
EAA have been accumulated. We have more than 7 years of EAA not paid. Then in 2021, we agreed it should be built into the salary structure, so that we don't be talking about areas again. And we agreed, signed MOA, Memorandum of Action, and we signed that it should be building. For that 2022, they released that money for 2022. Since then and now, they have not released one kobo again on that. The same thing. So you make promise, you start, and then you renege. We had an agreement with their team, headed by Nimi Briggs. They waited for signing, they ran away. Till now, after 16 more of this government, they didn't want to meet with us again to look at that agreement and see if they are blue area, they want to adjust, we adjust. They've not reached back to us again. So that's why you are having this problem. So we have exhausted all other measures. I think the only one left now is a strike.
So you have the 21-day ultimatum. So you're not ready. They're asking that maybe you could shift grounds on some of these. Is there anyone you're willing to shift grounds on? And if they don't meet any of these demands in 28 days or even less now, they will go on strike?
You see, when you are asked to shift ground, you have to tell the person what you have done. So what we expect to do, tell us, what have you done? What can you do this way? When you have done it, you call us to a meeting. And then you tell us, I've done A, B, C, D. Please give us time to do C, X, Y, Z. Then we will look at it and go back to our members and look at it. They say, well, based on that, give it time. We'll give them time. But you have not done one thing and you say, give us time. Does that make any sense?
So all these strikes now, in case this one comes up, that will be another strike. Is this not one of the major reasons the families and students and all that give as why they go now to universities in places like Benin Republic where there are no strikes, Togo and so on, and end up having this problem of fake certificates? Is that not part of the problem? Is that not something that we should really tackle?
It is not. If Nigeria can spend 30 trillion to tie one road, you should be able to put 1.3 trillion to do education. And that is one. Two, you see, we as academics, those of us who look beyond the others, we believe in quality, not quantity. We can't be just graduating students the way they want it now. No laboratories. A graduate passed through medical school. He didn't see any cadaver. He didn't have access to anything. He become a doctor. Who is he going to treat? An engineer passed through the system. He doesn't have anything about structural something. Nothing. He became an engineer. He is now controlling the building of houses, and the houses are collapsing. Who is going to suffer? So we should not be looking at quantity and speed. We should be looking at quality. And the reason we are fighting is quality. But Nigeria, now we have graduated 22,000 students from Benin with fake degrees. I can assure you, many of them occupy high technical area in Nigeria today. Many, Nigeria, during our time, in those days, if you have such degree, you cannot get a job because you must go for interview. But today, people get job through slot and sale. So a person with that type of degree from Benin, who didn't go to school at all, can be a head of a technical area in Nigeria. And that's why there is no weak building is not collapsing in Nigeria. So what I was saying, as a union, what we are fighting is for quality of graduates from Nigerian universities, not quantity of graduates. But Nigerians still believe in quantity, not quality. And that's why you don't see any foreign student coming here. Any day we start producing quality graduates, having access to lab, having access to good training, people will start coming to this place. And that's why we are fighting and we continue to. So if for our students, we sympathize with them. Also, all my children attend Nigerian University, the four of them, Nigerian universities, all of them. But what are we saying? We have to make some sacrifices to get a better future.
Joseph?
Okay, Prof, people will equally take the blame to the academia, people like you, because if you look at our electoral body, we have a lot of academia that are there to help us to manage our election. The chairman of INEC now is a professor, and I wish one of your colleagues too. And you talk of quality, that you are equally helping us to give the quality of those in House of Assembly, those in executive. So how do you now blame them when your member that are in INEC could not help us to actually do proper screening for those who want to represent us in various positions in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Thank you for that question. But let me assure you, in the past 4 years, before every election, ASUU dissociated itself from the election. You have read that we will not join the election. And what's the reason? When Atahiru Jiga was appointed as INEC chairman, he invited us to select people from university we can trust to come and do election for them, which we went. And by the time we came back, there were riggings, which we observed, and we put a team together to analyze it and met with Jega that if ASUU must be involved in your election, we must select those who will conduct the election from the polling booth to where the results are announced. You can't be giving up face results for us announced, that's where they put us as coalition. And he refused. And ASUU withdrew from election, and we have been announcing that over and over and over again. That if any of our members is going, you are going as a person. As a Nigerian, you have the right. We can't hold you. But if you are going on your own, not as ASUU. So ASUU does not participate in election. That is one. Now, let me give you the one that we expect the media and Nigerian people to talk about. For you to pick a form in a party, is ASUU involved? They say for you to pick a form to contest election in a party, you must pay 100 million naira. What did Nigerians say? Did they say what? So if a man pick a form to contest at the primary, if he pay 100 million, how many Nigerians can afford, honest Nigerians can afford 100 million to pay to pick card? So the man pick a card and all of us are clapping. And he contests and win election. What will he going to do first? To recover his money. So that is where the rigging starts from. Not even from the polling unit. The man comes to campaign in your village, and start throwing money and rice around. All of you clap, Nigeria clap. When you become a leader, what will you do first? Recover that money, you to give you rice. And this is Nigeria clap, not ASUU. Then they go to the election booth, and you see somebody announcing results, and somebody comes from, they go to the polling unit and they say, if you don't do this, we kill you. As people are being killed in Nigeria today. Is that ASU? So ASU have no say, have no. We stopped in the second year of Jega's INEC chairman. ASU will not participate until the process is not open, until the process is such a way that we take care of the process from the polling unit to the result announcement. So ASU is not in any election.
Okay, we'll go back now to this issue we're dealing with before we went on to talk about the INEC and ASU in quote relationship. We still look at the fake universities or unlicensed universities that unfortunately some Nigerians have attended, and now those certificates have been cancelled. What is the role of the government in all of this? Were they the ones who maybe made this a possibility? Because if all what we've been discussed now have been put in place, we had our schools running properly, these people won't go there. So can the government absolve itself? What punishment should the government get to in return? If you are cancelling all this, what kind of cancellation should the government get for allowing her people fall into this kind of situation?
You see, for me, when I heard government talking about 22 million Benin Republic, I just laughed. What is happening in Nigeria is worse than what they got from Benin. INEC announced at the time that 54 universities were operating in Nigeria. INEC, what do you call it?
NUC.
4 illegal universities were operating in Nigeria and churning out degree. Have they treated that? Have those universities been closed? Today you travel around the country, you see what look like what do you call it? A kindergarten school. They call the university, they are churning out degrees. Who are the people lecturing in those universities? You register private university on daily basis without proper assessment of funding and everything, without proper assessment how they are going to get lecturers to teach in those universities. Who are we churning out? So when you talk about the belief, for me, that's just inconsequential. They are very minor. Talk about what happened in Nigeria. NUC declared 54 private illegal universities in this country as illegal. We have not done anything about them. Nobody has been arrested for running illegal university and tried in the court. Have you had any? Which means very likely you still have more than 100 now operating. And we're talking about Benin. We should look inwards.
And you know, part of the things you are talking about on the your list of demands, you have stoppage of illegal recruitments, proliferation of public universities,
yes,
abuse of universities laws, regulations and processes, and removal of universities from that of the IPPS single treasuries account and so on. So this bit about the illegal universities and so on, how do they get to operate? Yes, we're asking the commission itself, how do these people get to operate? And what is your demand as ASU from the government? Are you saying they should go and close down all these universities or force them to register? What exactly?
What we are saying is that there is a need to stop this bringing out university on daily basis. And with government, we agree that we should, I know education is on concurrent list. Let us do it in such a way that before you can be recognized to start a program, you have to show evidence, one, of funding of that particular university. Show evidence that there's proper accreditation assessment, which is not being done now. And two, university don't be just anybody wake up when I want to start a university. In those good old days, before they say University of Ibadan, and they set up another university, they set up the Elliott Committee to go around and say, what do we do to start a university in Nigeria? I'm not Ibadan, I mean Suka, ABU, and what have you. It is based on that Elliott report that those universities were established in those days. Following the process, looking at the environment, looking at source of funding, how you're going to get lecturers. But today, somebody just wake up, say, I started a university. Okoroko University, Dodo University,
Joseph Lawrence Shaw University.
And tomorrow they say we are admitting. We're in a country where universities, they say the fees they are charging is 12 million naira per annum. So where are we? Let's fund the one we have appropriately before we start this constituency project. For the National Assembly, for all of them, it's easy for them. You know why they are doing it? The easiest thing to do in National Assembly is to propose a bill on university. You don't need to do much thing. Just look at old bill, use it, write something within 2 days and you publish. They should put it in your village. Which is not right for a system like Nigeria. There should be a proper planning before you start a university. And you know why they are doing this? Because a product of ASU. Once you start a university, you run to that place and collect money to run for the first few days. Because of product of ASU, TET fund, that is why you are doing this university. Have you had any state government say it's starting a secondary school? Have you had any state government this going to say I'm starting 10 secondary school, 5 secondary school? We are talking on universities. Because there's a page in Guardian that advertise jobs. Every Thursday, there was a page in Guardian that advertise jobs. Are they still there?
Hardly.
There is no more advertisement. You want to do employment you do slot. Have you seen Central Bank advertisement any day? Have you seen NPC advertisement? What they do, they say slot. We are giving 2 slots to a minister. We are giving 10 slots to this. We are giving 10 slots. So you bring anybody and they enter. When you don't do those, for you to get any job, you must pass through a proper screening and interview. But those things are gone. The job now are for the job of the rich. Those who are not so rich, you pay millions to get a job. Tell me the last time CBN advertised, NNPC advertised, and all these major National Assembly advertised, all these major, or even universities advertise job again. But they are busy recruiting, using slots. So for that slot, anybody can be brought in and you enter the system. Whether you can write your name or you can fill a form. People cannot write a ordinary application letter. They are not taking in through slot. So the best form of job you have in the system, it is the useless job. All this 10,000 naira a month. That's what the poor people get. Who are those with first class? First class cannot get a job. A third class from one of these, what do you call it? Benin Republic will get one of the high class jobs in this country. That's where we have found ourselves.
Maybe because they bear a foreign tag on the certificate, so they just feel
because they have a rich father or a politician. Simple. It's not tag. Nobody will look at those tags.
So
they don't care.
So one now wonders if some of these people come from rich families and people of influence are maybe the parents of these people. How are we sure that eventually, after this initial, should I say, brouhaha about this thing, everything won't be swept under the carpet?
Man, nothing will happen. The National Assembly investigated that more than 6 months ago. Hope you are right. When one young man took photograph,
yes,
and pretended to go to NYC, and came back and said he didn't go there but he got a certificate. About 6 months ago, National Assembly investigated that thing. You remember, they said that thing investigated. You don't see the report?
No.
So, what will change? You're not just the son of rich men. Even some of the people in your villages, you go and carry them. Poor children, you go and carry them. It's in my slot. You give a job. So that's where we are. So for me, except it's a magic, nothing will happen. If a president of a country and Federal Executive Council gave directive to Accountant General, move these people from this place immediately. We met in January and came out with the guideline, and we're in August, and the man refused to implement. And no punishment, nothing. So what is going to happen?
But you know, sir, a lot of people are beginning to feel that maybe just like NLC, ASU doesn't really pursue its cause to the very end. That when they give you a little green light that, okay, we'll do this, the strikes will be called off. And before you know it, they renege on their own promises too. So is a strike the only way to get out of this? Because when you call it off, nothing comes out of it most times. So should a strike be the only way out? Is there no other thing that could be done except these strikes?
We have done all, like I said, this is 15 months since this government came in. Did we start strike? We have been looking to ways, right? We wrote a letter to the president, no response. We wrote to the speaker, no response. Wrote to the Senate president, no response. We once again wrote to the president and published it in Guardian, in a Punch and Tribune, no response. So what test should we do? Two, the last strike. Let me ask you, which union in this world can go on strike for 8 months and their members are held up for 8 months and they stood their ground? Is there any union? For 8 months, our member salary were stopped to punish us. Think that way you pay 8 months. They had to go to court. When that one failed, they had to go to court. And court said, call us strike. And I said, Union of Intellectuals, we will not disobey court. We call us that strike because of a court judgment. As a Union of Intellectuals and honest Nigerian people will not disobey court. So the reason we call out that strike was because there was a court judgment. Whether it is good or correct or not, as a Union of Intellectuals, which we are already challenging the appeal court, as a Union of Intellectuals, we will not disobey court judgment. That's why we call out the strike. Not that we just call out the strike.
We'll be having our listeners join us shortly via the telephone. But before they come, I'd like us to talk a bit about the issue with LASU. What's really going on with LASU, and you're dissociating yourself from that university for now until they take a particular action that you've asked them to take concerning lecturers that were sacked. Could you bring us up to speed to this issue with LASU, that's the Lagos State University?
Thank you very much. That's another branch. When they had a VC then, I can't remember the exact name, was a VC, and I remember we were fighting for their right. And using one or whatever prompt up allegation, they sacked 5 out of 8 of our members. Just come up with anything. They just sacked them because they want to kill the union there. Our union went to court, and the case was in court, and a new VC came and said, please, let's withdraw this case from court and resolve it out of court, which we agreed. I visited, and the case was withdrawn from the court. And they set up a panel to look at the cases, and the panel absorbed our member and said it should be returned. As they were going to be returned, the government issued a statement that they should not be returned until the council comes in. Then set up a visitor panel 2 years ago to investigate the issues. Till today, the report of that visitor panel have not been made public, and our members remain sacked for absolutely no reason, for which the committee set up by the university have absorbed and they say recall them. That is where we are in Unilag. So sad. In LASU, I'm sorry. Yes. For LASU, people you just sack for absolutely no reason without passing through the process because they are union leaders. Sack 5 out of 8 of them. You set up a panel. The panel say bring them back. As you're going to bring them back, government say wait till the visitor panel comes. Council comes. Council came in. You set up a visitor panel. They investigated. They presented their case. Reported to the government. And today is 2 years. The report of that visitor panel has not been made public.
It hasn't been made public.
Has not been made public.
And you've decided to just is like you in quote ostracized the school, and you don't want to have any dealings with the school until they sort that out.
Okay, let me quickly bring this to your notice to see on the university. Were you among the people that they recommendation to JAM that 18 years should be the year for any student that can cope in the university, or were you carried along in that kind of decision?
Well, for me, I grew up in the village. And the first day I went to school, I followed my people. I was less than 6 years old to school. And they saw me. They were so shocked that I followed them from the village to try to the school. When I got there, the first thing they asked me to do was to put my hand across my ear. And I did. He didn't cross. They said, young man, you are not qualified here yet. Go. When you are 6 years, come back.
So if it's a dwarf, that's the end.
You know, but no, even your dwarf, you also have dwarf head, so it will go the same way. So, till today, the rule is that for you to enter primary school, you have to be 6 years. It has to be there from the beginning, 1960s. So you spend 6 years, you enter in 6 years, you spend 6 years in secondary school, you graduate at 12 from primary school. You spend 6 years in secondary school. 12 plus 6 is what?
18.
18. So the normal, the regular, what it says is that you must spend this period in school. But what do we have today? Why do we have this? And I will say it. It's people now running profit-making secondary school, profit-making primary school, because the public primary and secondary school have failed. So what the new private proprietors are doing, they tell you when you bring your child in, he will spend 4 years in primary school. So you can even come in by 3 years. If you come in by 3 years plus 4, that is 7. He has finished primary school. He spent 3 years in secondary school. So by level 12, he has finished. He cannot enter university. Because you as a parent, God, the hardship, you find it's able to pay school fees for 6 years and I pay 4, I will take my child to that school. It's able to pay 6 years for secondary school, I pay for 3 years. So it's not about money. You are punishing that child. Today, I see some children who are in nursery school, 4 years old. He comes home with assignment. Why can a 4-year-old do an assignment?
It's the parents that will do it now.
We do it for you. So we don't have regulators. A child 4 years old, you give assignment. When actually at that creche is to go and enjoy yourself as a child. That's what you are going there for. I learn how to say A for apple, B for, that's all. You carry assignment. In primary school, you carry assignment. What because you want money? A primary school child, when you have 3, the school closed by 12:31. The senior one, they close by 2 o'clock. So the children, a 5-year-old child stay in school till 6 o'clock because the parents want to remove their hand for that.
They've turned it to a crash.
Yes. Primary school closed by, say you are doing, evening studies. For what?
My father used to call it a child labor, child abuse.
When the child will be at home enjoy himself, the school say come from lesson. Lesson for what? Why did you teach them those lessons when they were in school?
Extracurricular.
So our educational system is in danger, and the government and regulators must do the right thing. People should allow their children rest. 6 years you are mature, you enter primary school. 12 years you are mature in secondary school. At 18, you are going to a university, you become independent. When you become an adult who is 18, hope I'm right.
Yes.
So that you can take care of yourself in school. Not putting a 12 years old in a university who's a child to go and take care of himself in a boarding school in a university. We should think about our children.
Okay, sir. We have some messages on WhatsApp. Let me read a couple. Victor Ajeleye gave some breakdown here that, for instance, in the UK, they have about 142 universities. In London alone, they have 42 universities. Maybe saying here that we do not even have enough in the country. Then Losin Amadi agrees completely with you, and he says that Nigeria, it has all turned to cash and carry graduates everywhere whom can't express themselves, talk less of writing an essay. He also said that Rafu Azurike is building a university, and there are some other ones coming up there, and you can join to 0700 903 903 903. That's 0700 903 903 903, and also 0817 175 6338. You could also call and contribute. You can say, but each person will have like 30 seconds. Also, you just say what you need to say, and you go directly to the point. And you're first on the line. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Hello. I can hear your phone being alive, but I can't hear you. One more hello, and we'll discontinue. Hello. All right. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe you would call back, and you can discontinue that call. 0700 903 903 903. And Prof, one other thing that I know that a lot of people worry about are the tolerable scores. Okay, before then, let's take you. Hello, how are you? Hello? Maybe is I don't know if it's the line or is okay. It has dropped. You try again, and I hope that it will work this time that you call. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What's your name?
Yes, I'm Chuka from Ayobo.
Welcome, Chuka.
Yes, Yes, I agree with Prof. I agree with I want to ask the Prof, is it not hypocritical for him to talk about what is going on outside the university gate? As in like staff school, don't they give admission to people who are, supposedly underage in their staff school?
Do they?
Lagos.
Do they?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to answer. Secondly, I want to know whether Nigeria is linked with this idea of university lecturers going on strike every year for as long as I can remember. And then I want to ask the Prof, can the university for a large measure be self-supportive? Can't they support themselves? They are not being creative enough. Why can't they make use of solar energy in their schools rather than paying bills to various schools? And they are indebted to them. Can't our universities be more resourceful?
All right,
That's
I get
the question
you.
I want to ask.
All right, thank you. All right, Prof.
Let me start with the first one who said in the UK they have hundreds. How many universities they have? Many. Is it not?
Yes.
But in our own, the one we have, if well funded, if the one who have a wealth, but at the one where you cannot fund what you have, you have one wife, you cannot take care of the child, you go and marry 3 more. You can't fund one, not to establish many more. 2, when people talk about that we don't have enough space for students, I also don't agree. That you don't have enough space in what you have presently for enough students, which is not correct. And I'll give you why. When we were students, for you to gain admission into a university, you must score 200 in JAM, 250%. Is it not true?
Yes.
It came down to 180. When they were not getting enough students to score 200, it came down to 180. When they were not getting enough students to enter at 180, it came to 160. When they were not getting enough students at 160, they are now come to 140. 140 is failed. 140 is 35%, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Fail. Which means we don't have enough students to score 200, which is pass, to enter university. So when you tell there is no space, I disagree. So why do we not have this situation? I will tell you why. In those good old days, when you score 200, up to 50% we score 200. But if you say 200, not up to 20% we score 200. Why? Because the states and the government have failed in properly funding and their primary and secondary school and recruiting qualified people to teach in those schools. We have given that thing to the private universities where anything goes. So the only exam they write that you don't have to write in that school, you must write outside. In WAEC, they all pass. The only exam you now do outside, there's no more control by that school, is JAM. And you can see the result. You can see what the government has done to Nigeria. That Nigerian students cannot score 160, 40% again in JAM. Because that's the exam they take, that is central. WAEC, you do it in your school there. And you can do anything with it. You can do anything. You can teach the student anything. You can do it. The only exam they do that you have to do centrally is JAM. And you can see the result. So technically, it's on university that we have enough students today. They're looking for students. Many universities are looking for students, including my own university. We are looking for students.
Then the other call was talking about if the universities can be resourceful, use solar instead, because I hear the electricity tariff is scaling, plus the fact that even inside that a place like University of Lagos
Staff School.
Yes, they admit underage children there too. So it's like specking the eye, logging the other person's own situation.
You see, what we talk about, there should be regulation. Not about you making it individual, no. It's about regulation. The way the Minister of Education has said now, that next year, if you score less, if you are less than 16 years, you cannot write JAM and NECO. It's a regulation, and everybody will obey it. What we need in the country is regulation.
Okay.
So don't blame Unilegal, blame that. Let there be a national regulation that people will follow.
Resourcefulness, self-sustenance for the schools.
Good. Go and check the cost of generating enough electricity using the solar for Unilag. You don't need less than 10 billion or 20 billion. can University of Lagos raise 20 billion? I mean, 100 billion to develop, more than 100 billion to develop for Unilag. Go and check. And that's when we talk about funding. If university is well funded, if university is allowed to manage their fund, there are people there who can develop for Unilag from Unilag. But today, for Unilag to award a contract, they must run to Abuja. Even to build a toilet, they must go to Abuja. So, allow university to run. 2, government give 15% of your budget to education. Allow university to run, just like West African countries are doing. Now you are giving Unilag 15 million a month to run Unilag, and you expect to go and get a solar system. So then we are saying, allow fund university appropriately. Okay. So that's our recommendation, and this nation can do it. If you are giving 50 billion to Thai Road, give 2 billion to university, and then we move on.
Okay, let's take this next call. Hello. Okay, it has dropped now. And part of the things you're going to be discussing with the government, will you be looking at the electricity tariff to the hike? Because I hear a lot of universities complaining. Some have even said that students will be made to pay, undergrads will be asked to pay about 80K electricity.
Unilag is already paying. As a student, you pay for NEPA bill for house, you pay for NEPA bill for school.
Let me add this person's own to the question I've asked. So, okay, hello, how are you?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name?
My name is Pascal. I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right, Pascal, welcome. 30 seconds, please. Help me.
Yeah, please. I just joined. I don't know the prof that is talking, but let me react to that.
This is the leader of ASU, the national president of ASU. All right.
Yes. So that policy is not going to help Nigeria because we don't have to bring the years analog of thinking to today's 24th century. The question we should ask is, what is the essence of examination? What is the essence of the examination? Are we saying that if somebody is 18 years or 19 years or 20 years, then it is automatic that they will pass the examination to say? If the examination is set by any examining body and any child passes that examination, what are we talking about? So I don't see how this policy is going to help Nigeria. Please, the earlier they perish this idea, the better.
So you are saying, hold on, so you are saying 16 years and not 18. Is that what you're saying?
But I have two children, the boy and the other one. The younger one is much more intelligent than the first one. So this issue of numerical age, it doesn't add up at all.
Okay,
it doesn't add up.
All right, thank you. All right, Prof.
Yeah, you see, these are people who also punish their children. Talk to a psychology. You have to be some age before you can do certain things, not by intelligence. A 2 years old man, boy, can be more intelligent than a 30 years old man. But for you to be a student in class, abandoned by the parents at a year old, you are abandoning those children. Go and put your child at 12 in the university, you are abandoning your child, you are punishing that child. You are giving that child a psychological damages. So we should not go there. 2, I didn't relate age to passing JAMB. I didn't. I never, in my speech, I didn't relate age to passing JAMB. What I said, because people, public, primary, secondary have been abandoned. The private one are busy making money without proper getting. Look, you know some private secondary school today, they pay lecturer 16,000 a month. They pay lecturer 20,000 a month with a degree. How would that one give his best? So we should not link them. But I will say, if you put your child in a university at 12, 13, 14, 16, you are punishing that child.
Okay, drop call then. You please call back 0700 903 903 903. I don't know if to say we apologize because the calls keep dropping. The reason they are dropping, I really do not know. The WhatsApp, you can also try the WhatsApp too. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you, man? Good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, hi, how are you? As the Precious and Co.
All is well.
My name is Gratuitous Somali Mosho.
Welcome.
I agree with the age. Are you with me?
Yes.
If you go to other foreign countries, the age is there as well, and they don't abuse the age. when we're growing up, by God's grace, I am over 70. I'm looking at it now. When we're growing up, even the toys, the toys those days, so we see there that this toy is for ages above 3. This toy is for ages above 5. And we imported this toy. The parents are so much in age that abusing these children psychologically, emotionally, that these children don't have the emotional intelligence. They lack psychological intelligence. That's why in primary schools you have drug addicts. In primary school you have these children into drugs, into rape. 9 years, 10 years. That's the problem that we have. We have lost values.
Okay,
we have
sir.
to ensure that we return values.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's very unfortunate. We return standard. I have been 18 years. You go to nursery 1, nursery 2, nursery 3, 3, 4, 5 years. For 6 years, you start primary 1, primary 2, for another 6 years. Before you go to
All right, sir. The line has started crackling, but thank you. You made your point. Thank you very much. We have as guest Professor Emmanuel Victor Osodeke. He is National President of Academic Staff Union of University, ASU. We've talked about the meeting they will be having with the federal government, why they are not there today because they got that notification very late. And we've talked about other things, the fake certificates, fake universities, and now we're doing the general call-in where you're also sharing your own take. I have your message here, Lawale from Ijaniki in Lagos. You're saying that I'm a teacher, a qualified one at that, in a private school. God bless the prof. What he's saying is so correct. Primary school of our days is about profit and not about the child. We labor pupils, waste their time. All our aim is to get money out of pockets of parents. Parents who are too busy to stay home with their children, they keep pushing them away. We don't have functional education in Nigeria again. What we do is memorization and giving double promotion at the detriment of our children. That was from Olawale, who sent that message in from Ijaniki. And I also have your message. Please, this jam of a thing, it is both private and federal universities. Anna Paul from Kokal is asking us if jam is written by both private and...
yes.
Okay, the answer is yes. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, I can hear you. We have just like 4 or so minutes more to go. All right, we'll just continue our conversation with Prof. I don't know what's up with the line. Prof, the issue now, let's sum it all up, these fake certificate things. What do you think should be the repercussion for those who end up having it? Should they, because they're saying ignorance is not an excuse, persecution and all that. What do you think as a unit, as a union, ASU, what do you think should be done as a repercussion for these people who have these fake certificates?
Well, to me, if you are going to punish those students with fake certificates, that will be partial. These students left this country, passed through the border to another country to obtain fake certificates. The university has a regulatory body that should control such things. They are the first people to be held responsible. When they come back, they go for NYSC. NYSC take a degree from a school where you don't even know the background. They should be held responsible. The Nigerian University Commission, NUC, which regulates our universities, should be held responsible. The Ministry of Education should be held responsible. But for me, when you have a fake certificate, what is fake is fake. They should be withdrawn completely. And advice, for the young one, advice, that it's not late, they can still go back and pass the exam and get a proper certificate.
There are some of them, Prof, before you wrap up, there are some of them who didn't even step out of Nigeria. They just got those things maybe in 4 months or how many months they were here in Nigeria. They didn't go anywhere to those schools.
But they went for NYSC. So how did they go to NYSC? And two, when they came back, if they are working, how did they get the job they were doing? Because if you have a school site, you can't answer a question that a degree holder will answer when you are interviewed. So it's a general thing. To me, we are talking about the Benin and Togo alone. What was the one in Nigeria? The person we caught that said I was the chairman of the committee that investigated him. The degree he was holding, the MSc and PhD, were from University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Ibaria. And they look original, but say they were produced from a business center.
Imagine.
I tell you, and he planted the signature of a VC on it. Unfortunately for him, the signature of the VC he planted, that VC finished his office before that thing was signed. After he had left before that thing was signed, which means that's what gave us the advantage that it was a fake. We have to write to UNN and say, no, they don't have any student like that who passed through their system. We wrote to Chukwuemeka, they said, no, they don't have any student like that. And he ran away from it. I think he must have left the country.
Okay, Prof. We have to go now.
Here who are still holding certificates that are fake.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That we need to investigate as a country.
Thank you so much, Prof, for your time. And we look forward to an amicable resolution between ASU and the federal government to save our children from this extended stay at home and all the discomforts the universities are having, so we have better schools to save people from going across the borders to schools they need not be at all. Our guest has been Professor Emmanuel Victor Sodeke, National President of Academic Staff Union of Nigeria of Universities, ASU, and we've looked through a lot of things. Thank you so much for your time, Prof. And after the meeting, I'm sure we'll have this session again if you don't mind.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice
day. For spirit of not honoring agreement, that spirit, God will take it away from Nigeria.
Amen to that. We have to go now. Joseph, thank you very much. And looking forward to tomorrow, we'll have another session. Tomorrow, we have to go now. And for those of you who are wondering about the ages and all, you know, a lot of these countries that we are jackpot into, if your pikin not reach the right age, Japan. You know, they enter any school. They don't tolerate.
Take him back.
Finish everything properly. Mom is here. We have to leave now so she can read the news. Chama no jump class. You know, no jump class.
He heard this wrong.
So you know all those jumping of class, it doesn't work. I'll be going now. Thank you. In jump class, I will interview this our intern in jump class, Abi. We will talk about it. I'm Cordelia Obe. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Joseph Lawrence Show.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.